So you would have a nice clean tail to be working with, not a pasture tail. But when you're putting your switch on, you want to pull the top hair away from the tailbone and separate it like so. And I like to leave, this is the end of Ricky's tailbone right here. So I like to leave at least 2 inches so that that won't slide off. It shouldn't anyways, but so that's where we're gonna put our tape. So I'm gonna use regular electrical tape. And again, here's the bottom of his tailbone. So I'm gonna go halfway between where that hair stops and the end of his tailbone. And I'm gonna take a couple trips around with my roll of electrical tape. And then I'm gonna twist the roll so that I have a little edge. And I'm gonna go around a couple of times twisting so that I have a nice little, almost like a piece of rope there. And then I'm gonna make sure that the tape is sticky side up. And I'm gonna go one time around with the sticky side up. That's gonna help to keep our switch from slipping. I'm gonna break that off. And I'm gonna grab my switch. And this is the way your switch would look. You wanna tie this on the underneath side of his tail. So I'm gonna take this underneath here and I'm gonna tie my shoestrings on top of that ridge of tape. And I'm gonna wrap it one extra time and that will keep that from sliding down. And it's snug, you don't wanna hurt his tailbone. Wrap it around again. And you're just gonna tie it in a square knot. Kind of loose because you want to be able to get it out. And then I like to take a little piece of hair and braid my shoestrings back into another piece of hair. That gives you a little added insurance. And you can braid as far down as you want. It doesn't really matter. As long as you've got enough hair that if the horse steps on the switch, they're not going to yank that piece out. And then I take my roll of tape again and I cover up my little braid. I wrap around the switch and the tailbone. If you want to get these things out of the way, you can kind of catch them with your tape. And that's all there is to it. I'm going to let this hair down so you can see how this switch looks. So that's all going to blend in nicely. So you can't tell that he has a hair piece in there. And if you tie it on the back side of the tail, the length of the tail is going to get pulled back by the wind as the horse moves. So it'll flow nicer for you that way.